Shanti, Shanti. Om, lead us thou, O God, from unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. Namaste.
Welcome to Yoga for Health, Happiness, and Liberation. I'm Meeta Gajjar, and this is my father, Bharat Gajjar. We're so happy you could join us today. The first thing I'd like to do is read from the Ananda Gita by Swami Shivananda. It's called The Way of Attainment. Sadhana is explained. Sadhana is the way to attainment. God is the goal of sadhana. Sadhana differs in details in the different yogas. Muksha Priya said, "O Yogi, please instruct me on sadhana, which is spiritual practice." Swami Shivananda replied, "Sadhana is any practice to steady the wandering mind and to fix it on God. Sadhyam is that which is obtained by sadhana. Sadhyam is God or Brahman. He who does sadhana is called sadhaka. Self-restraint is sadhana. Purification of the mind is sadhana. Abstraction is sadhana. Viragya is sadhana. Dharana or concentration is sadhana. Meditation is sadhana. Cultivation of divine virtues is sadhana. Prayer is sadhana. Japa is sadhana. Kirtan is sadhana. Sadhana should be regular and systematic. This is very important. It should be protracted. It should be done with great zeal, vigilance, and diligence, patience, and perseverance. Sadhana differs in different yogas. A Hatha yogi lays great stress on asanas, pranayama, and mudras. He tries to awaken the kundalini, the great Shakti that lies dormant in the Muladhara, and to take it to Sahasrara, the 1,000-petaled lotus at the crown of the head. A bhakta cultivates the 9 modes of devotion. He does japa, kirtan, and prayer. Faith and self-surrender are the most important items in his sadhana. A Raja Yogi practices the 8 limbs of Raja Yoga or Astanga Yoga. Yama, Dhyana, Asana, Pranayama, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi, and enters into Asamprajanta Samadhi. A Jnana Yogi practices the 4 means. Then he practices Saravana, Manana, and attains self-realization. O Muksha Priya, be ever intent on sadhana and attain the goal of life here and now. Goal is to come out of the circle of life and death and attain mukti.
Now, Meeta is going to read to you. There was an article last week in a newspaper, in an Indo-American newspaper, where a yogi goes in the ground in a box. They put the earth on the, and then he stays there for so many hours and comes out without much air, no food, no water. So what sadhana we talked about, what yoga practice do And here is the example.
New Delhi pilot Baba, Indian Air Force officer turned yogi, climbed out of a damp hole in the ground on Thursday to the cheers of some 10,000 admirers. The Hindu ascetic had spent 4 days meditating in the dank, covered pit on what his supporters claimed has virtually no air. Now, precisely at the chosen hour of 1 p.m., it was time to address his followers. "It is a miracle," said retired Army Captain Mohan Lal Mala, one of thousands who pressed around the bare-chested, dark-bearded yogi as he emerged from the covered hole to stand in sunlight for the first time in some 100 hours. 3 months after Hindus flocked to temples around the world to glimpse statues apparently sipping milk offerings, a slice of India witnessed what many thought was another wonder. Pilot Baba descended into the 9-foot deep pit on Sunday. Organizers of the Bhu-Samadhi, Sanskrit for earth grave, claimed the hole was covered with earth, and the former pilot who turned yogi in 1971 survived on almost no air. "I had to menace my breathing and survive without anything, no eating or drinking," the 57-year-old yogi adept said after his return to the surface. Breath is the bridge between the soul and the body. You have to go beyond the mind. The very first thing is to remove the mind. "Hail Shiva," they chanted, naming the Hindu god. "Long live Baba." Then Pilot Baba handler Madan Singh Boru gave the signal. Aides rolled back the blue tarpaulin and corrugated tin lying on wooden beams to uncover an edge of the hole. A ladder wrapped in flowers was lowered. Baba emerged wrapped in colored cloth at the waist and torso. To cheers, he looked quizzically around, gently gestured to part of the crowd, and climbed a tall dais where devotees gave him garlands of flowers and 50-rupee banknotes. In the hole was a wooden bed covered with a blanket and supported by bricks surrounded by 2-foot deep water. "Om," chanted the crowd, reciting a holy Hindu mantra, all arms raised in the air. When the yogi finished a short sermon, why did he do it? To give happiness to everybody and bring peace to the people, I meditate to touch the inner self. What about critics who say it was a hoax to convert the gullible? We don't have any complaints with the critics. The critics also have their religion. They must fight for themselves.
Thank you, Meeta. Now today's topic is if you are ultra rich, if you have lots of power, and if you have beauty, God-given, it is a grace from God in the material world, but it is a liability in the spiritual world. So we have material world and we have spiritual world. So a good life is a balance between a material world and a spiritual world. But when the beauty takes over, then you forget. The Maya gets heavy and you forget who you are. And everybody's after your money, or you got a power, so they're after you. And if you are beautiful, you are invited in all the parties. And then you have 10 guys running after you, giving roses, and then you do not know who really loves you. Just so that beauty becomes a liability in material world too, because you have no time for yourself. Now look, there is a rich man in in Delaware. With so much money, he had no family, no friend, sitting alone, go crazy. Too much money, and then you want to protect the money, and you're afraid of other people. So that money becomes a problem. It becomes a liability. And how about too much power? Like President Clinton. Huh? He got no friend. Only he has his wife. And that also, so many people are attacking her. Where he's going to find his peace? So there is a price for it. Now, if you're very beautiful, it's a liability, because you have no time for yourself. Now, I'll give you a very example. When I was in college, I was in Philadelphia. We were about 20 Indian and Pakistan boys. So one Pakistani boy was very handsome. Now, I cannot tell a guy is handsome, good looking and all that, most of the time, but he was exceptional. Even I could tell he was. Now, all these women were after him. Now, in the evening we used to study. Poor guy, they all were after him, so we were always partying. End of the year, he flunked out. They told him to go home. His beautiful man, it became a liability. Now, people like us, nobody bothered us. We were studying, and it was okay. So, you see, here, I told you a beautiful story last time, but let me repeat that time. A golden brick. Lots of money, lots of power, beauty. What it is a golden brick. God gives you a golden brick. And in the material world, it gets heavy. So let me tell you this story again. This king had a daughter, beautiful girl. All the boys want to marry her. They had money, they had a power, and she was beautiful. She could not decide who is the guy, because they all say, oh, we love you. Now, she could not decide who is the really guy. Now, suppose a girl is ugly and not much, no money, no power, and then somebody really loves you, you know, because there is one or two guys, you easily. But when you are rich and all these problems, so she had a problem. She could not decide whom to marry. So she said, okay, I have a game. You run from here, and from 1 mile further down, she's going to start running. So time came, they both started running. Now she dropped a golden brick on the road. This guy running, suddenly he saw this golden brick. I said, oh, golly. So he picks it up. Heavy, huh? Golden brick was heavy. Then she ran further and put another brick. He picked it up. Oh, then he got so heavy he could not run. And she left. Now, God does the same thing. You start practicing, you start certain things you do, be good, then God will drop a golden brick, give you a power. And suddenly you become good preacher. Everybody start coming. Then you go like, and you become psychic. And then you start using that power to make more money. You are in Maya, you are finished. You cannot make any progress